Hey, Rob here with the one and only Gale Banks himself. We're out here at SEMA. Thanks so much for taking your time to talk to us today.
It's good to be here.
Yep.
Thank you.
Now, Banks is no stranger to the Jeep world.
Yes, I love Jeeps. It's kind of an illness.
Yeah. Oh no, we're very familiar.
I have no 12-step program. Once you're into Jeeps,
that's it.
You're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
So within that Jeep world, you guys have also been, the go-to for engine building, performance.
Mm-hmm. We are engine people.
Yes. So in front of us here, we've got, the legendary 4-liter that you guys have.
There's a lot to love right here.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you, I've got an LJ, an 06, and I do a lot of high altitude.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm building a house in Yosemite at high altitude.
Okay.
And my Jeep was just dead.
Yeah.
It's all about the air density. As you get to higher altitude, you have less air.
Right.
So your injection system pulls back to fuel, so you have the proper air-fuel ratio.
Yep.
To make the worst place I've ever raced for air density is Pikes Peak.
Right.
So you're at 14,000 feet at the top. And we do military. We do a lot of military. Mm-hmm. Some years back, we were asked to make the Humvees run properly at 14 to 15,000 feet.
Right.
So we came up with a turbo upfit, charge air cooler, all the stuff. And we developed it on Pikes Peak racing.
Wow.
So the turbo control is all about off-idle response, because those guys, military likes, if it's tactical use of the vehicle, they like it quick from a standstill. Mm-hmm. That's the get the hell out of Dodge mode.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Get away from that fire that they're focusing on you. So using that, I kind of went, okay, let's do the 4-liter in my Jeep.
Right.
So I selected a turbocharger, working with the guys, that gives you great off-idle response. Mm-hmm. And Rick Payway tested it in the rocks, an early prototype of mine. And he won't tell you, he won't blow your dress up, so to speak, with compliments.
Right.
I climbed up into the rocks. He had stopped to a point, and I said, "So Rick, how do you like it?" He said, "It doesn't do anything wrong." I said, "Thanks for the compliment."
Right, yeah.
And that's what it's all about with the Jeep. You want that good throttle control off idle. And we matched the turbo to do exactly that. Mm-hmm. So we also did it through the hood type of an air intake like the J8, which is made in Egypt.
Yep.
We had a few J8s to demonstrate to various military customers, because Chrysler was interested in whether or not special teams would like them.
Right.
It was a no sale because the engine wasn't powerful enough for them.
Okay.
But this whole thing, I had the Jeeps at my place. I demonstrated them for the Chrysler. There's an air intake on the J8 just above the fender.
Right.
Through the hood. We've done the same thing.
Okay.
So our air filter inhales through that device on the outside.
Yep.
And it's great. We've driven water that's extremely deep.
Yeah.
It doesn't ship water because the fender's there.
Yeah.
So our water induction point is higher than OEM. We feed down through a form tube into the compressor of the turbocharger. Mm-hmm. We've done a cast bracket that mounts the alternator, repositions the belt idler, and mounts the turbocharger. It's all in one, easy, modular. We heat shield coming out of the turbocharger to protect either the distributor or the encoder.
Right.
And also, any electrics. Mm-hmm. We design lots of engines for OEM, for guys who are building vehicles.
Right.
and they are extreme use vehicles in that they're for warfighters. So we look for that durability. It can't fail. So the heat shielding is quite professional. Here we've got the intercooled option. So out of the compressor into the intercooler, which is liquid coupled, so you're not running big boost tubes through the radiator core support. Our intercooler radiator, the primary radiator, is in the nose. But it's compact, fits beautifully, and there's a pump, which is a 10,000 hour durability type pump that pumps the liquid and couples. It's a thermal couple through the water to the heat rejection in the nose. Very low pressure drop through it that maintains air density that you work to produce with the turbocharger.
You're not losing anything that you just produced with the turbocharger going through the intercooler.
Yes, there's very low drop. Lots of these guys have a tank somewhere. We integrated the tank into the end. We've got a sight gauge, a visual sight gauge to fill it to the right point, and just an AN plug with an O-ring on it.
Nice.
Out of there and into the throttle body, we elevate the throttle body with a spacer so that you can put a sensor here that's necessary. It's an OE sensor.
Okay, yep.
So all in all, it's something that it's only moving part really is the pump for this and the turbocharger.
Great, yeah.
Both of which have incredibly high durability.
Yes.
So this transforms the vehicle. Your off idle is strong. Your hill climb is strong.
Yep.
It altitude compensates. Lots of guys are putting Hemis in these things.
Right, yeah.
This will run with a Hemi on an uphill grade.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it, actually. But it does. So here we've got a package that'll go the life of your vehicle.
Yeah.
And high altitude, you've got the power there that you had at sea level.
Yeah.
So all of that's there. If you live at 4,000 feet or above, a lot of our country, like Montana and places, is already at high altitude.
Right. And a lot of places that we go with our Jeeps, even if we don't live at that high altitude, we like to go exploring, go up into the mountains.
Exactly.
So you want to be able to still make that power with your Jeep.
And if you want to grab something, I use my Jeep for cutting timber.
Yeah.
So I'll drop stuff, hook a cable, and pull it back out. Just drag it out of the forest and buck it up.
Yeah.
It makes your Jeep more fun in a lot of ways. But especially my Jeep is a tool.
Yeah.
It's used to do things.
Which I think most people's are. So, they're using them as a tool, they're using them to do work, and then they're using them to go play on the weekend.
Well, if you have 4 doors, it gets better.
Yeah.
Now all we need is that pickup.
Yeah. I think we're all waiting for that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
also, the tuning comes with it as well.
Okay.
The flash programmer.
Right. So it's a complete package, kind of, OE, fit and finish.
Exactly.
And, you can expect...
Also, the exhaust system is an option.
Right.
We have an exhaust system that flows so well it's almost not there.
Yeah.
One of those things.
So you can really do the full Banks package, front all the way to the back.
And our instrumentation.
Yep.
Our iDash, which is new, coming out. We're introducing here at the show. Actually, our forced induction mode on the iDash tells you about the air density. It reads manifold air density.
Right.
The intake manifold air density. Boost gauge is only part of that calculation,
Right.
But you need pounds of air to burn pounds of fuel.
Right.
That's air density, not boost.
Yep.
So
it really takes the whole thing and wraps it into a nice, complete package.
It does.
Tell you what, I really appreciate you taking the time.
It's a pleasure
to talk to us this morning. Show off this great new turbo for the 4-liter.
And we're working on the V6s.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, those guys are going to be jealous.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, of course, you want to make sure you stay tuned all week long. We've got plenty more coming at you straight here from the SEMA Show.